Welcome back at Cap Empire. Today, I want to talk of this beautiful about how can you overcome addiction from pressure, addiction from alcoholism, addiction from drugs. How can you overcome it? How can you stop or overdosing these drugs? Because if you are overdosing, just to know that much of your energy is being spent on it, dealing with the drugs inside your body on at the process neutralization processes inside your body. So once your energy is much focusing on that, then it means much of energy is getting wasted instead of that energy to focus on it, creating a healthier, divine society. Or instead of that energy to be with you directing towards certain change somewhere, then it's getting lost on it, neutralizing the toxics inside your avatar, inside your body. So how can you really change and start living a happy, a heavier life instead of getting trapped in these addictions? So what are the addictions? First, uh, remember, addiction is all about persistent taking of drugs or alcoholics or persistent uh, taking of pleasurous things that are never helping you grow. All they are doing is they draining your energy. But the more you want to think of maybe quitting it, the behavior theory doesn't work. That maybe you should start conditioning, you should start doing other things. You still ended up being trapped in the same cycle of addiction to the things you were addicted to. So what is it? Now here is about giving you the tools now how you can overcome it for good. Remember, we have the unconscious part of our soul. The unconscious part is what learn on the background and it knows you. If you were not aware about the unconscious part of your life, then the what the Kayong said that if you don't make unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you're gonna call it a fate. That is to say, the unconscious part is a working system inside you. It's like it is always working and it is what is directing your life. Like the majority of superstitious believer, you might what you if you observe them, you will see that most of the time they just remember something that is in the past and they say it like in fact that they should be relating it, something like that. They are not processing it. They are not using this cognitive thinking to process information. That is the biggest sign to them is they are being controlled by the unconscious. So that is learning inside them. You see, but they are not aware of it. They are thinking that they have speak something new, forgetting that it's just unconscious, but that have just let them bring out something that was inside their past that should be like the thing is the present. But if they make unconscious conscious, they can no longer be learned by the drive. They can no longer be driven by the unconscious part. They will now be using the reason and logic and always be on reality channel. So how are we going to handle this addiction problem? The first thing is you have to know your unconscious. So the unconscious soul is your background information of your all of your whole life, all your desires, or everything that you is inside your unconscious soul. So once you look within and make that unconscious conscious, if you happen, for example, if you have an addiction to alcohol, then you have to look within. Then you have to make that with from remember from the time you started alcoholism and make that alcoholism to cautious mind and realize that I have this aspect of alcohol inside me. You see? So once you do that, you are aware of it, then you go against it, and your energy also will directing towards that thing that there is this aspect of alcoholism inside me, but I don't want it to portray out. So your energy will focus on realizing if your body you want to go for drink, then you also will tell you to remember. You will always remember it inside. Through that, now the conditioning happening, and the your body now stop focusing on it, alcoholism, and you start focusing on other things now you want to do. You see? So it's all about realizing that aspect inside you and make that aspect cautious. Always think that you have that aspect. But the problem for most of people who want to quit addiction to anything, the problem they want to take that thing outside of them. That is what comes the problem. That's why quitting is hard for them. Why? Because you can't take something that is in you. You can't take part of you, part of your soul out. That cannot work. So if you try to do that, what happens is it's like you are conditioning yourself that to forget that you take drugs. You are addicted to that thing. So what happens is the unconscious mind, remember, unconscious soul will always wake that you have this, you see. And the more now you are trying to forget that you are addicted to something, then the more your unconscious will build that thing. You might even dream about because the unconscious part is always that waking thing that always project to your conscious via dreams, via in the intuition. So once it getting bigger, then the end product, now the projection is going to be huge. Or you might, what happened now, you might just end up starting doing the same addiction you had, but in worse way than the way it was before. Because it's like you're trying to take something that is part of you out of you. In the end, it has grown bigger and worse inside your unconscious soul, and it is now learning your life. In the end, the projection you started doing the same things. Now it becomes huge because it grown bigger, and even inside yourself, you be like, now I have to have finished the thirst for this. You see, because you are trying to cut out some part that is you. But the best way is to realize that you have that addiction. And once you want to quit, always think of what you want to do, other thing you want to do. And don't forget that, but embrace it and integrate it and use it towards a positive, something that will gonna give you a positive outcome. That is, you have to realize that that addiction is in you. Make it to conscious. Always remember, if you want to be doing certain things or the other, then always keep in mind that I have this addiction. So this, why if I want to do, then it might be maybe this unconscious part of me is what is learning me. Do you really I want to drink for what reason? Then if there is no reason, just know that the unconscious part that you are cautious about is what it's learning, is what is you want to direct you. So if you know that, then you make a decision to say, no, I'm not going to be driven by the unconscious aspect of me. I'm going to be me to the reality, doing something that is going to give me a positive result. You see, once you do that, then addiction will be gone. for good, because you will always remember the aspect of you, and it will no longer rule your life. If it's addiction to pleasures foods, then you realize that thing, and you always now take a heavier food for better appetites, because you have to build these appetites. These appetites haven't yet developed. We have to develop them as divine beings for our internal souls to cherish on. Our internal soul need to be healthier, developed appetites. Yeah, that case on how you can handle the addiction to any kind of substance or precious things. If you have any question, don't forget to put it in the comment section. Then we are going to help each other. That is that case for today. Bye.